this is video number 2 of week number 12, and this video I'm titling The Example. That's right, The Example. Now, the reason I'm titling that is because that's the way I like to view myself, as the example. And let me tell you why. In this life, there's a lot of things that we would like to do. We know we can do, and we would love to be able to do that. But for whatever that reason is that we allow to hold us back, we don't do it. We just think about it. And from time to time, some people will come into our lives or cross our paths that will trigger or give us the energy or give us the confidence to do it, to do that we've been wanting so desperately to do. But on this hand, we've been holding ourselves back even more desperately than to do it. So sometimes people like myself who, you walk day to day with, and you see me just like I see you, and you say to yourself, hey, if he can do it, I can do it. Because if you're watching these videos, you can rest assured, please believe this, that it won't stop. I am not stopping. You know why? Because it's what I love to do, and it makes me the living that I love to make, right? And it's not like I'm so caught up in money, because I'm not. I'm caught up in the process of sharing. I'm caught up in the mindset of enlightening people about not only life, but about themselves. Because you have to come to the realization that it's a psychological mindset that holds you back. Not because you can't, but because whatever roadblocks that you have in your mind, whatever stops you emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, that's what you allow to hold you back. And as long as you allow that, it will hold you back. Because a lot of times what holds us back is there to protect us. It's not really there to scare us or to make us not want to do something. It's just that, hey, we have never done that before, so let's go back over here and do what we've been doing, because we're comfortable with that and we're safe right there. You see, when you decide to do something different, you're coming out of that. That's called your comfort zone. You're going into what we call no man's land for you. You know nothing about that. Even what you've heard, what you've read, what you've thought can be totally different than the actual situation, the actual outcome of what happens once you decide to start your business, or once you decide to create a video, or once you decide to. One of the things I do too, let me say this right quick. I have a podcast show, right? I mentioned that before. And I create episodes. And I also do interviews. And sometimes I'll do interviews with people, and they're really reluctant to do the interview. And that kind of confuses me, because for me, I understand the growth. In order to grow, you have to experience different things. You have to go through different experiences, right? You can't just keep doing the same thing and grow. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. You have to do something different to grow. And we are growth-seeking individuals. As human beings, we seek to grow. We do not seek to remain the same. So if I do an interview with you and I'm asking you a series of questions, those questions sometimes really throw people off. And they're just regular, day-to-day, non-intrusive, non-evasive type questions. But when the lights are on, or when the microphone is in front of people, sometimes it throws them off a little bit. So what I like to do before an interview is give them a list of the questions that I'm going to ask, so they can kind of psychologically prepare a few of the answers, because you're not going to be. It's like 50 questions. You're not going to remember all 50 questions. But it's not designed for you to remember like that. It's designed for you to answer the way you feel. Not, okay, this isn't a test. It's like just your perspective. It's an interview. Now, as we're growing, as we're deciding that we're going to do something different, the reason I titled this video the example is because when someone that you see on a daily basis, when I say on a daily basis, you can watch these videos and you can see me on a daily basis. I may not be right with you wherever you are. I'm actually in Texas. You may be in Chicago, Japan, Taiwan, Oklahoma, right? Houston. It doesn't matter because you can understand what I'm trying to get across, the message that I'm relaying, right? And if you understand that message, you're able to say, hey, let me listen to this guy and see if what he says makes sense or if it's in line with what I believe. Because if it is, then I can learn something. And that's what we want to do. We want to learn, and then we want to share. You want to get the information, and then you want to tell other people about it, right? Now, if you can wrap your mind around this for a second. Imagine that you would like to do X, whatever X is, right? You would really like to do that, but you know nothing about it. Let's say bowl. You would like to become a bowler. You've always watched it. It's always been interesting to you. You know, you had a desire. You've actually done it a couple of times, and you enjoyed it. So you said, you know, I want to learn more about that. How would you do that? I'll wait. You have to read, you have to watch videos, you have to listen to audios, you have to actually go and do it yourself. That process doesn't change. And you have to do it repetitiously. You can't do it today and don't do it again for another month. It doesn't work like that. Because in order for you to get better, you have to continually do it. Just like I do videos, just like I do audios, just like I do a variety of things, because I want to get real good at that. I want to become what I consider an expert. And in order to become an expert, that's not like, you add water and you have it. No. You take 10,000 hours of doing things repetitiously. It may take you 5 years, 10 years. It may take your whole life for you to actually become comfortable enough to call yourself an expert. But it may take you, 2 years, 5 years. It doesn't really matter. It depends on how intense you go into the process, because there are levels. There are different levels of learning, and just like there's different levels of education. There's associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD. There's so many different levels. Now, all those can be in line with the same subject, but someone who has an associate's degree would not know as much or be as familiar as someone who has a master's degree. That only makes sense, right? So if you're going to be paid, you're going to be paid in line with the level of value that you bring to the situation. But let me give you the good part about that, the good news about that. You no longer need an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD. Those are no longer necessary. You can become an expert without any of those. You actually don't even have to have a high school education, because sometimes high school just wasn't interesting to people. And sometimes they got in trouble, whatever the case may be. That doesn't mean they can't learn or they're not smart people. That just means sometimes that's the way your life turned out. And that's why people go back to school to get a GED, because at least they have that. But that still doesn't move the needle too much in your life with a GED. Compared to someone with a master's degree, right? But you can learn online, just like you can learn offline when you go to college. Now, when you learn online, that's a whole different pace, because you don't have to wait for the teacher. The teacher doesn't have to be there. You can learn from the teacher that's there, which will be the person who's talking about what they know, what they're an expert at already. They made videos, audios, written books about how you can do the same thing they do. And it's not as technical or as time consuming to learn that today as it is if you go through a traditional associate, bachelor's, master's, PhD. We're talking about 8 to 10 years of college. No, you can do this same thing, get on the same level, actually even more effective without that type of education. But if you happen to have a bachelor's degree and you think that formal education is the ticket, then okay, let's be realistic. There's a lot of people that I know who have master's degrees that are making $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, right? That's not master's degree money to me. Master's degree money is a 6-year commitment. You got to go to school these 6 years, and that means you're going to have school debt. $40,000, $50,000 a year, is that worth it? I mean, come on now. To me, I'm saying it may be worth it to you, but to everyone's not going to have a master's degree. Everyone doesn't have a desire to go to college. So I think that everyone should have their own business, though, at least on the side. Start slowly, but continue. Don't stop. And the way you do that is continue to gain knowledge and share that knowledge. Continue to gain knowledge and share that knowledge. If you incorporate that process into your system, whatever your system is, day to day, whether you read a book, whether you watch a video, whether you listen to an audio, if you incorporate that system into gaining information on a regular basis and share that knowledge, remember this: your life will never be the same. It will move you. It will make you become someone else. And that someone else is becoming the best you that you can be. And I know you want to do that, right? We are not here just to live and die. We're here to leave a legacy of some sort once we expire from this earth. And that's what I intend to do, and I intend to help as many people as I can by being the example. SpeakerLarry.com